What's up, boxing fans? This is Mark Magnifico Magsayo. Welcome to Boxing Spear.
Let's talk about Mark Magnifico Magsayo. As we all know, or if you guys don't know yet, he has a big fight coming this weekend, this Saturday on the 22nd of January 22, 2022, live over in Atlantic City, New Jersey, USA, to be shown live on Showtime, fighting for a world title against Gary Russell Jr. It's a tough fight, this is, for Mark Magsayo. But he definitely has what it takes to pull off the win, in my opinion. I'm one of the few people that actually believe he can pull it off. But maybe it's the bias in me, because obviously I'm Filipino. I'm a big Filipino fight fan. Mark Magsayo is my boy for making that little intro for me back in the day, a few years ago. I'm pretty sure it's been a few years now since he made. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been a few years now since he made that little intro for me. Back when I had my Boxing Sphere channel to my older subscribers. Anyway, this fight that's coming up against Gary Russell Jr. is a must-win fight for Mark Magsayo if he wants to be that next superstar from the Philippines. As we all know, Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest, definitely the greatest from my home country, the Philippines, has recently retired from the sport of boxing and is now running for president in the Philippines. So that leaves out a spot of who is next to replace him. Not necessarily replace, Manny Pacquiao himself, but replace that audience, that boxing fan audience from the Philippines of who they can follow as a fan. I mean, we have Nonito Donaire, but Donaire is on his way out as well. He's he's almost 40 years old. Yeah, among the young guys, among the young Filipino fighters, among the fighters coming from the Philippines, Mark Magsayo definitely has a big opportunity here to fill that role of being the next superstar, but he needs to win this fight. He needs to win this fight against Gary Russell Jr. He has to win it. And can he do it? Of course. Anything's possible in the sport of boxing. Considering that Gary Russell has been out of the ring for 2 years now, and him recently claiming that he has a quote-unquote slight injury going into this fight, that will definitely increase the chances of Magsayo winning this fight. And I truly hope he pulls it off, man. I want Magsayo to win this fight. A lot of people want Magsayo to win this fight. Because a lot of people are sick and tired of Gary Russell holding that belt, keeping it hostage year after year, not fighting at all, only fighting once a year. And Magsayo at least he'll go out there and fight. So yeah, it's a must-win fight for it. Really is a must-win fight for Magsayo, because if he loses this fight, it will be a big setback for him. I mean, I remember a few years ago, I talked about this fight. If you guys were subscribed to my older channel, Boxing Sphere, I did talk about a potential fight between Gary Russell and Magsayo taking place a few years ago. At the time, a few years ago, in my opinion, Magsayo was a little too green at the time. He was still lacking experience. But a few years have passed. He has fought some good opposition. Even though they weren't the best opposition, I think now's the best time for Mark to take this opportunity to go out there, get this big win. And I'm sure his following, because honestly, a lot of people did not even know who Mark Magsayo is until his last fight against Julio Ceja. He fought in the undercard of a Pacquiao event, again when Pacquiao fought Ugas for his last fight. A lot of people did not know who Mark Magsayo is until that fight. And if he pulls this off against Gary Russell Jr., that will elevate his status more, that will elevate his profile more, that will elevate his market value more. More people will follow him, he'll get paid more, and he could be that next Filipino star. but that's only if he wins his fight. So he needs to win it. He needs to win it. I mean, as a Filipino fight fan, as a big fan of Mark Magsayo, I truly hope he goes out there and pulls it off. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And like always, have a great day. Alright, thanks.